we have to get into our minds that we got to stop being duped by the Gentiles. Stop thinking as the Gentiles and return back to God's commandments. That's the only way that we can truly reclaim ourselves. Give me Romans 15:4.
Romans chapter 15, verse 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope.
So the things that are written aforetime, meaning before we was born, is actually written for us to learn from, family. So it is imperative that we read the things that happened before we was on the earth, so we know how to move now. All right. So now I got a question for you, brothers. I got a question because this is going to be interactive. I want to see if y'all are there. Can y'all give me the name of the prophet that prophesied about different kingdoms in their respectful time periods? What kingdoms did he prophesy about? Like, give me the order in which he prophesied them about.
He prophesies about the Babylonian captivity, the Medes and Persians, the Greek, and the Roman.
Good. Hey, get this man a hand. All praise to the Most High. Good. Good. So I'm starting there because I want us to be conscious of time. I think a lot of us just read precepts and we don't understand the time period in which it's in. So we'll use it and don't even understand the context and why we're even using that precept to begin with. So good. You say, and could you name me the kings of each one, or one king out of each one?
The Babylonians would be Nebuchadnezzar.
Okay, that's Babylon. All right.
Medes and Persians, Cyrus and Darius.
Okay.
Greek would be Alexander the Greek. And the Romans would be the Caesars.
There was a lot of Caesars.
Got
him. Got him. He thought he was gonna skip by just saying the Caesars. Get out of here! Come on, bro. Come on now. You got to know. You did a good job with Babylon. You named me a king. You said Nebuchadnezzar, right? The Persians and me. You named me a Persian king, Cyrus, and a Median king, Darius. You see how descriptive he was with that? Then he went to Greek. Oh yeah, Alexander Greek. Okay, all right. Then we get the wrong, the Caesars. Come on, bro. He was on the roll. Now, I'm gonna let you try again. Go ahead. We're wrong. Give me either an emperor, a magistrate, or a king.
Herod.
Good. Who was Herod over? Good question, though, right?
That's a good question.
All right. Who can answer that?
He was a ruler of Rome, but he was over the Jews.
Wait, say it again.
I said that he was a ruler in Rome, right?
Okay.
That is what he was. But they made him king. That he was over Judah in that time period.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because I thought you said a ruler of Rome. I was like,
oh no.
Whoa.
No.
Okay. Yeah. You're all right. He was a ruler or a king in Rome.
Right.
He was set up by he was set up over Judea.
Yes, correct.
To watch over us. Yes, correct. Hey, get this man a hand in. All praise. All praises. Now, we have to go back to the past because what I see is that we have an issue with identifying Gentiles, Israel called Gentiles, stranger nations. We have an issue with that, and we're going to fix that today. Let's go to Genesis chapter 10 real quick. Because remember what Paul said. Paul said the things that was written aforetime was written for our learning, right? So that means we should be extracting information from this thing. Go to Genesis chapter 10, start at verse 9. I'm sorry, 5.
Genesis chapter 10.
Matter of fact, verse 1. Let's get the history.
Genesis chapter 10, verse 1. Now these are the generations of the sons of Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And unto them were sons born after the flood. The sons of Japheth, Gomer, and Magog, and Madai, and Javan, and Tubal, and Meshach, and Tyrus. And the sons of Gomer, Ashkenaz, and Riphath, and Togarmah. And the sons of Javan, Elisha, and Tarshish, Kittim, and Dodanim. By these were the isles of the Gentiles, divided in their lands.
Read.
Every one after his tongue, after their families and their nations.
So these, what we just read, were real Gentile nations. Again, these that we just read were the real Gentile nations. Now, my question to you is, it mentioned about the sons of Noah, correct? It mentioned Ham. Who would Ham's descendants be today? There you go.
Shalom, leadership.
It's her shalom.
Hamites today will be the Africans, or Nilo-Africans.
Okay, I'll take that. But give me who? Like what subgroup? Because just to say Nilotic is very general. But I don't know what a Nilotic subgroup or family would be, if that makes sense.
I would say the native Africans, like the Rwandans, Huiti, or something like that.
You tiptoeing. You tiptoeing. Who can help? You got it, Dove? Okay, let's go.
Testing. You be the Canaanites.
Canaanites is one family. Okay, who else? Who would they be today?
The Sudanians, they are the
Sudanese?
ancient Egyptians.
Okay, good.
Original.
Sudanese, good. Who else?
The Ethiopians.
Ethiopians, good. Who else? Because we got to put them up to today.
The Libyans.
Okay. Who else? I got Soldier over here.
East Indians?
No. It's East Indians would not be Ham. They would not be of Ham's line.
The Somalians.
Good.
The
Somalians.
other one too.
I don't know why you can tell a Somalian from far away. It's
The Nigerians.
it's all in the head. You said what?
The Nigerians.
No. They Nigerians are split up. If you say Nilotic, you got to tell me the family. Because Nilotic just showed me that they are from Ham, but tell me the family. So y'all had some good answers. Y'all had Sudanese. Some of y'all had Sudanese, Egyptians, Ethiopians, Libyans. That's just to name a few, right? Okay, good. Who would be of Japheth's line?
A nation of Japheth would be the Somalians.
No, that's Ham.
Oh, okay.
Somalians would be Ham. Alfrederick?
Israelite, Ishmael.
No. John White.
That would be some Hawaiians and the Polynesians.
Yes, good. Some of the Hawaiians, some of the Hawaiian tribes, some of the Polynesian tribes. Polynesian just means poly is many, Nesians means of the people. So it's many different peoples that consist of the Polynesians. But yes, that would be primarily what Japheth is today. Also, certain of the Aborigines in Australia too. Let me see. Who would be Shem today? Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The Israelites, Esau, the East Indians.
Oh, yes. Okay. Good. All right. Who can name a few more? See, I told you, bro. Get Dove again, man. Hand all up.
The Ammonites.
Ammonites,
Moabites.
which are who? What are they today?
Japanese.
Okay.
And the Moabites, the Chinese.
Good. So Japanese, Chinese are Shemitic. East Indian, they're Shemitic. You said Israelites, that's the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, they're Shemitic. Moses?
The Arabs belong in there too.
Arabs as well. The Arabs are Shemitic as well. Good. I want y'all to know these things because we have a hard time identifying the nations because we really don't look them up. For instance, who has this book right here? Who has this? All right. Who has it on them right now? Open it up and go to Gentiles. And IT, I need y'all to define usually. Because this is going back to what we mentioned or the class that I had about how to study. I really want y'all brothers and sisters to know how to study. It shouldn't be a boring thing. You should make it fun. If it's boring, of course you ain't going to study. But you have to make it fun, interesting. All right, reader, read that real quick.
Usually, under normal conditions, generally.
So under normal conditions, something applies. So this word is conditional. Again, to use usually means it's a condition behind it. Now, you said you had it? I want you to read it. I want you to read Gentile.
Shalom. Gentiles. Usually it means a non-Israelite people.
So in most cases, under normal conditions, it does mean a non-Israelite people. But there's other conditions it can mean talking about an Israelite too. That's what usually is conditional. Keep reading.
Under conditions of peace, considerate treatment was accorded Gentiles by the Israelites under Old Testament law.
Okay, I'm going to stop right there. Good. So right here it says usually it means a non-Israelite people. So that means in certain cases, when you see Gentile, it doesn't always mean Gentile. So let's go into the real Gentile nations so y'all get a grasp of who the Gentiles were, meaning the actual Gentile nations, the other nations. So we named a few. Read that one more time in Genesis 10 and 5.
Genesis chapter 10, verse 5.
So we don't forget the point. Read.
By these were the isles of the Gentiles, divided in their lands, every one after his tongue.
So the Lord divided the nations because that's what Gentile mean. It means nation. Matter of fact, open up your Bible dictionary again. I want to show y'all how to read certain suffixes. All right, you got it? Gentile again. Now, do you see the parentheses right next to the word Gentile? What does that say?
Nation, people.
So that tells you what the word means. Again, that's telling you what the word means. Like if you were to look at, let's look up, where's that city? Basra. Look up Basra real quick. Bozrah. Now, I want you to read the definition first. The first definition, which says city. It says number 1.
Okay. Basra, city of Edom.
So, what is this clarifying for us, brothers? Huh? Location, right? Keep reading.
City of Moab.
Okay, another location, right? So I can safely say that Moab and Edom stayed here, right? But let's look up what the word itself means in the parentheses.
says sheepfold.
Sheepfold. So that's what the word means. Basra means sheepfold. I'm trying to show y'all how to use your Bible dictionary if y'all didn't notice. So this is how you get the definition, and then this is how you get the actual etymology or the meaning of the word. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
So when you start reading about Christ going to Basra, the destruction, it's kind of funny in a prophetic way that he's going to the sheepfold to make a sacrifice. Very funny. But let's go back. Yeah, I got a sense of humor too. Got a sense of humor. All right, so go back to Gentile again and read what the word itself means in that parentheses.
Nation, people.
Nation or people. So it's referring to who now?
A nation of people.
Or usually to who?
Israelites.
Usually?
Gentiles.
To the other nations outside of Israel. This is the vein we're going down, because we're going down the physical Gentile nations. Right now, that's what we're going to go into. The physical Gentile nations. Does that make sense? Okay. You got something, officer?
Yes, I'll say it. And an easy way to, I guess, remember, like, who would be the Gentile or who would be considered a Gentile or not is paying attention who the speaker is. So, like, if the speaker, all of this Bible is written by who? Israelites. So typically when that word is being used, or usually when that word is being used, it's going to be in reference to another nation that's outside of whoever the speaker is, or the nation of the speaker, if that makes it a little bit easier. So if the speaker is usually going to be Israelites and they're talking about Gentile nations, then obviously 9 times out of 10, majority of the time he's not talking about his own nation himself. He's talking about other nations. Just keep that in mind.
All right, and then let's put that into action right now. Let's go to 1 Ezra chapter 8, verse 69. 1 Ezra chapter 8, verse 69. Because brothers and sisters, I want y'all to question the Bible now. I want y'all to ask the who, what, when, where, why. I want y'all to. That's the only way you learn. Then it turns you into a detective to understand and learn your own history. Read that, reader.
1 Esdras chapter 8, verse 69. The nation of Israel, princes, the priests, and Levites have not put away from them the strange people of the land, though the pollutions of the Gentiles, to wit, of the Canaanites, Hittites, Perizzites, Jebusites, and the Moabites, Egyptians, and the Edomites.
So wait a minute. So now, in this scripture, is identifying strange people, and it mentions Gentiles too. I want y'all to see this. It says, so the Levites have not put away from them the strange people of the land, nor the pollution of the Gentiles. My question to you would be, if heathen and Gentile are synonymous, and then we identify certain Gentile nations such as the Canaanites, Hittites, Perizzites, Jebusites, Moabites, Egyptians, and Edomites. So what was the pollution that these nations were doing now? That's my question. What was the sins that they were doing at that time? That's the pollutions that was making us dirty as a nation. I don't want no soldiers. Not yet. Yes, sir. What's your name again? Yes, sir. Brother Jesse? Oh, okay. Son of David. Okay. I can remember that one. Or the father of David. I'm sorry. Father of David.
They were going into, Northern Kingdom was going into idolatry. That would be the pollution.
But I don't want you to go northern and southern, not yet anyway, because this says the Levites. Levites were Southern Kingdom. So do you want to rephrase the answer, or you want to pass it on?
Southern Kingdom going into.
Nah, we ain't going into that right now. I'm not going into the split and all that stuff. I'm not going into that. We just reading the verse. Did y'all see Southern Kingdom, Northern Kingdom right there? I didn't see that. Am I tripping? All right, pass on to the next one right here. This is all about reading comprehension. We stand in this verse.
So,
yes, sir.
Just going into miscegenation.
Yes, 100%. That the mixing of people having sex with other nations. Yep. I got you, bro. I got you. Yes, it's a non-Negro word that means to mingle with the other nations. Make sense? All praise. Yeah, add it to your vocabulary, Ram. Hey, he was like, Maseja, what? What you saying about my mama? Y'all know when you talking to a Negro, ain't calling Ram that, but when you talking to a Negro, you use some non-Negro words, they think you ready to fight.
Hey, it's like, I'm going to take it. Just because I ain't understand, I'm taking it as disrespect. I'm taking it as disrespect.
All right, but good. Let's further the point. Verse 70 now, reader.
Verse 70. For both they and their sons have married with their daughters, and the holy seed is mixed with the strange people of the land. And from the beginning of this matter, the rulers and the great men have been partakers of this iniquity.
So what other sin was being performed here? My brother Ezra using non-Negro words. All praise to the Most High. He's an educated brother. Miscegenation, or the mingling of nations. Okay. What other sins were there to pollute us? Moses.
They were marrying the other nations. They ain't supposed to be marrying the other nations.
That was said already. What other sin? It's hot.
Oh, my bad.
I'm sorry, bro. Officer is crazy up here, bro. He said it's hot outside. I mean, like you repeating the same thing. Yo. Wow, bro.
Well, he said married. Well, they were having sex with the other nations.
I mean, well, okay, we got that. What other sins was going on in that? For us to be polluted as Israel amongst the heathen, the Gentiles, yes, we were marrying the other nations. I agree. We was marrying Ming Ling. We was marrying some of the Nilotic Africans, the Egyptians. We thought we had it going on. We was marrying Becky back then. But what else was going on?
We were falling after their gods.
There it is. Prove it now. Prove it.
Said prove it?
Oh, yes, sir.
Deuteronomy 73.
Let's get it. Good. Let's get it. Good.
Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 3.
Uh-huh.
Neither shalt thou make marriages with them.
Uh-huh.
Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son.
Read.
Nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son.
Why? Read.
For they will turn away thy son from following me,
Uh-huh.
that they may serve other gods.
You see that? So when we start to serve the other nations and start to mingle and mix within the other nations, most of the men, they try to please their wives, correct? So they're going to please their wives in wickedness. They're going to, the wife know how to do Christmas. The wife know how to do Halloween, Thanksgiving. To make her happy, you're going to participate in those said things. So now you're polluted how? Through idolatry, and you're polluted how? Through fornication. Why did I say fornication? Why did I say that? See, we having a basic class today. Basic. Why did I just say fornication? Yes, sir.
Was it because they weren't?
Oh, nope. You asked me a question. I'm asking you the question, bro. What's going on? What's going on?
It was because they weren't married and they were just sleeping around with anybody, men, women.
But it's read that scripture again.
Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 3. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them.
Oh, right there. It says marriages, right? So why did I say fornication?
Because they were sleeping around besides their wives. Or
It says they was making marriages with the Hittites, the Girgashites, because when we read up in verse 1, read verse 1.
Verse 1. When the Lord thy God shall bring thee into the land whither thou goest to possess it.
Read.
And have cast out many nations before thee.
Read on.
The Hittites.
That's a nation that was cast out.
And the Girgashites.
Another nation.
And the Amorites.
The Japanese were cast out.
And the Canaanites.
They were cast out.
And the Perizzites. And the Hivites. And the Jebusites.
Read.
7 nations greater and mightier than thou.
Jump to verse 3 now.
Verse 3. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them.
Read.
Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son.
Read.
Nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son.
So it says don't give into marriage. And then the Lord explains why in verse 4. Because the son or the daughter will be given into idolatry, right? So my question is, why did I use fornication when it says we're not supposed to marry within them?
They were marrying nations they weren't supposed to.
I want you to articulate it a little better. Because if you say it that way, what precept are you basing that idea off of?
It was the Gentiles, the Israelites, the ones that were in the nation that were sleeping outside of their nation.
No, you just confused it. Fell off the horse backward. Yes, sir. Let's see what you cooking with, Ezra.
It was considered whoredom to marry another nation.
Thank you. Good. What verse proves that?
It's Tobit 4 and 12.
Let's get it. All praise to the Most High.
Tobit, chapter 4, verse.
He's like, yeah, I had it.
He's like, he stole my answer.
He stole it. I feel your pain, bruh. I feel it. But he got it. He got it, man. Let's get it.
Tobit, chapter 4, verse 12.
Uh-huh.
Beware of all whoredom, my son.
Read.
And chiefly take a wife of the seed of thy fathers.
So if you do not take a wife after the seed of the Israelites, you are in the midst of whoredom, which is fornication. It's no different. I mean, just think about it. In Deuteronomy 7 and 6, the Lord separated us from all nations on the face of the earth, correct? He placed us above all nations on the face of the earth. He tells us that we only can stay within the Israelites, right? And the Israelites is a speckled bird, like it mentions in the scriptures. If you want the slanted eyes, it's in Israel. If you want a heavy-set sister, it's in Israel. If you want real skinny, it's in Israel. Israel has all the body types that the men would like to have in a wife. Throughout the tribes, you got 12 tribes to pick from. 12. And you telling me our sisters were renowned in the scriptures over their beauty. Even in history, the slave master's wife used to make rules that our sisters could not wear head wraps. You know why? The master, he couldn't hold himself. How beautiful they look. And certain wives was jealous over the beauty of our women, even in slavery. I really want y'all to depict our women were known to be beautiful women on the earth. On the earth. And that's throughout the tribes. So if that's what you like, whatever you like is what you like, but it's in the tribes. That's what I'm saying. You don't have to go outside the tribes for that. You don't. But read that again.
Beware of all whoredom, my son.
Read.
And chiefly take a wife of the seed of thy fathers.
Read on.
And take not a strange woman to wife.
So a strange woman would be a woman of another nation. You know what else is a strange woman? A strange woman is a woman of another nation, right? What else is a strange woman? Going down the same vein that we're speaking. I'll give y'all a hint. This woman could be of your nation, but she's strange. I got you. Yeah, see? I got you, John. I got you, bruh.
She can be a harlot.
A hoe. Thank you. Yes. Let's talk plain. A hoe. A night walker. a streetwalker. That's a porn star, a IG model, a OF model. Yes, you 100%. That is a strange woman too. A 304. All of the above, those are strange women. So if you were to marry the other nations or try to sleep around with a harlot, a 304, or a hoe, that's the same sin. You're in the midst of what? Adultery. You're in the midst of breaking the laws of God pertaining to marriage. Does that make sense? All right. You had something, officer? Go ahead.
Yes, sir. I was just going to ask, how do we know that, Brother John? Where you getting that from?
Yeah, get him right, awful. Get him right.
Let's read it.
What you say, John? I ain't hear you. I heard Proverbs. I ain't hear no.
Yeah, that's 31 chapters in there. Who can help him out? Okay. Good. Brother Gabriel in the front.
Proverbs 6:24.
Let's read it.
Proverbs chapter 6, verse 24.
Start at 23.
Verse 23. For the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light, and reproofs of instruction are the way of life.
Because we always read this verse anytime we read somebody asks for, give me the precept about the light. But when you read this chapter in context, these commandments are supposed to do what? Read next verse.
To keep thee from the evil woman, from the flattery of the tongue of a strange woman.
It says the commandments are supposed to be able to keep you from the flattery of a strange woman. Now we like, well, how do we know this strange woman is a hoe? Well, keep reading.
Lust not after her beauty in thine heart, neither let her take thee with her eyelids. For by means of a whorish woman.
What type of woman?
A whorish woman. A man is brought to a piece of bread, and the adulteress will hunt for the precious life.
Oh, praise. So this is how we know that not only a strange woman or a stranger in that same category could be considered a woman that's of another nation, but also a whorish woman. This could be a whorish woman of your nation, a whorish woman of another nation, just a whorish woman in general. All right. So just annotate that in that realm of when we're dealing with strangers or strange people, individuals, things of that nature.
Good. And this is going into the vein of fornication. Remember that, whoredom. All right. So we was in the midst of whoredom, marrying the other nations. Finish that out in Tobit 4:12.
Tobit chapter 4 verse 12.
Read.
Beware of all whoredom, my son.
Read on.
And chiefly take a wife of the seed of thy fathers.
Read.
And take not a strange woman to wife, which is not of thy father's tribe.
Read.
For we are the children of the prophets. Noah, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Remember, my son, that our fathers from the beginning, even that they all married wives of their own kindred, and were blessed in their children, and their seed shall inherit the land.
So again, men, whoever you align yourself with, that's who you are. Like, for instance, we have a lot of our brothers and sisters in the midst of race mixing, miscegenation, things of that nature, right? And I want y'all to really think of the type of person that they are. What holidays do they celebrate? Do they celebrate anything of God? Married to the other nation? No, they don't. Like, we have a lot. It's like I don't want to call their name out right now, but we have a lot of individuals that's married to elites or other nations, and they confide in their works. So going back to, what is that? 1 Ezra chapter 8, verse 64 or 63? Let's go back.
1 Ezra chapter 8, verse 69.
69, there it is.
The nation of Israel, the princes, the priests, and the Levites have not put away from them the strange people of the land.
Read.
Nor the pollutions of the Gentiles, to wit, of the Canaanites, Hittites, Perizzites, Jebusites, and the Moabites, Egyptians, and Edomites.
Read.
For both they and their sons have married with their daughters.
Stop. So with reading comprehension and going precept upon precept, now we can infer that there was race mixing going on. amongst Israel altogether, and there was the sin of idolatry going on in the midst of Israel. Why do we say idolatry? Because God said it in his law. If my people marry another people or another nation, they're going to serve other gods. That ain't no might. They are going to do those things. So this is the pollution that was going on. Idolatry and fornication. Go ahead.
Can you get Wisdom of Solomon 12:3? Start at 3. This is just to give an example of some of the practices, beliefs of the other nations that we're talking about.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 12, verse 3. For it was thy will to destroy by the hands of our fathers both those old inhabitants of thy holy land.
Who can answer real quickly? Who were the original inhabitants of the land that we call the land of Israel right now? What was its original name? The land of what? And who was originally there? Stand up, Moses. Go ahead.
How you lost and you know what you're doing at the same time, bro?
Oh. The land of Canaan?
Yes. Who were there?
The Hamites?
It was like Canaanites, basically. Right? In the name. So these original inhabitants, it says of the Holy Land, let's see what they were doing there. Read verse 4.
Whom thou hatest for doing most odious works of witchcraft.
We got witchcraft. Read.
And wicked sacrifices.
And it says wicked sacrifices. Now, so far when it says wicked sacrifices, we don't have the details yet of what makes their particular sacrifices wicked. But as we keep reading, it's going to identify what they were doing or how they were sacrificing things that made the Lord consider it to be wicked. Keep reading.
And also those merciless murderers of children.
Of what?
And also those merciless murderers of children.
This is where, if you pay attention, well, matter of fact, just finish this verse out first.
And devourers of man's flesh, and the feast of blood.
If you notice, in the law, in the books of Moses, we'll get commandments not to do what? Not to practice witchcraft, not to burn your children, sacrifice your kids, not to eat blood. All these things are directives to go against exactly what was already present in the land in the first place. This is where we getting these commandments from, where God telling us, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. Why? Because these are the things that the people that was there before us was doing and made the Lord say, nah, y'all can't be here. We got an eviction notice. Joshua come in here and kill them. Eviction notice. We got to get them up out of here.
Yeah.
Keep reading.
With their priests out of the midst of their idolatrous crew, and the parents that kill with their own hands, souls destitute of help.
So it was their parents even killing their own kids, offering their children up as sacrifice to the gods that they were worshiping. So when we read Deuteronomy 7:3-4, when it talks about the result or product of these marriages would be God's people serving the other gods of these nations, these are what the practices entail. That's why you start to see some of our kings burning their kids, like Manasseh, sacrificing their kids. They ain't come out of nowhere like he just had an idea. You know what? Let's see how some of my burnt kid, what does a burnt kid smell like? No. Influences from these other nations that were present or nearby us influenced how we were worshiping their gods, or influenced the things that we were doing, which entailed these acts. Is that it on that? Read verse 7, that's it.
Verse 7. That the land which thou esteemest above all other might receive a worthy colony of God's children.
Right. So this land of the Lord had a already pre-planned for us to be in. He had them be inhabited first, had them do their works, and then judged them like he prophesied in Genesis. Judged them via us coming in through Joshua and killing them off for them doing these acts. So just to, you write that next to what Deuteronomy 7 we was going over, or even 1 Esdras 8 about the pollutions of the people. Like this is what comes with marrying other nations.
Spot on, officer. Hey, let's continue down that same vein. Give me Jeremiah 46:1. Jeremiah 46:1. And we gonna jump. We gonna jump back to the past. Read that.
Jeremiah chapter 46 and verse 1.
Uh-huh.
The word of the Lord which came to Jeremiah the prophet against the Gentiles.
Against the who?
Against the Gentiles.
Now let's see which Gentile is named after. Read.
Against Egypt.
Ooh, wait a minute. So Jeremiah is calling the Egyptians Gentiles. Did I read that wrong? Okay, read it.
Against Egypt, against the army of Pharaoh Necho, king of Egypt, which is by the river Euphrates in Carchemish, which Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, smote in the 4th year of Jehoiakim, the son of Josiah, king of Judah.
So the point of this, what I wanted to bring out was that Egypt is considered a Gentile nation. Now let's see some of the practices that they were doing. Let's go back to Leviticus 18. For all my Nubian brothers and sisters, y'all Egyptian and all this stuff. Y'all got to claim this too. Y'all got to claim this history right here. Leviticus 18, start at verse 1. We just going to let's let the butter marinate.
Leviticus chapter 18 and verse 1.
Uh-huh.
And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, I am the Lord your God.
Read.
After the doings of the land of Egypt, wherein ye dwelt, shall ye not do.
So wait a minute. God is telling us not to do the things that the Egyptians were doing. Now let's see what the Egyptians were doing. Read.
After the doings of the land of Egypt, wherein ye dwelt, ye shall ye not do. And after the doings of the land of Canaan, whither I bring you, shall ye not do. Neither shall ye walk in their ordinances. Ye shall do my judgments, and keep my ordinance, to walk therein. I am the Lord your God.
Read.
Ye shall therefore keep my statutes and my judgments, which if a man do, he shall live in them. I am the Lord.
So now, we're about to see some of the things that the Egyptians were guilty of doing that went against God. These odious works that we read about in Wisdom of Solomon. Read.
None of you shall approach to any that is near of kin to him, to uncover their nakedness. I am the Lord. The nakedness of thy father, or the nakedness of thy mother, shalt thou not uncover.
Read.
She is thy mother.
All right. So in short, the Egyptians was going into their mama, their sister, their brother, their step brother, their stepsister. That's why you had Tut, King Tut. He was the child king, but he was messed up. He was deformed. It was a reason why he was deformed. It was because of all that ancestral mixing. And then, didn't they have gods too? Let's break down their idolatry. So they had two gods. One named Nut, the other one Geb, right? Nut was the sky goddess. Geb was the earth god. They were twins, brother and sister. And at even and in the morning, they met. That's where the sun, that was the folklore behind that. Meaning that these two twins were actually in the midst of sexual intercourse with one another. And this is their gods. So my Nubian brothers and sisters, my Hotep brothers and sisters, what we doing? We ain't Egyptian. We ain't no kin to Egyptian. Especially doing some filth like this. Oh, let's get some more odious works that the Egyptians were doing. Let's go down to verse 15.
Verse 15?
No. 17.
Leviticus chapter 18, verse 17.
Read.
Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of a woman and her daughter. Neither shalt thou take her son's daughter or his daughter's daughter to uncover her nakedness. For they are her near kinswoman. It is wickedness.
So now it's still going into marrying or having sex with something too close to the bloodline to where it gets tainted. The brother's sister and all this stuff. It's crazy. Now it's some more stuff. 19.
Verse 19.
And my Nubian brothers and sisters, my Hoteps. Y'all got to explain this too. Read.
Also, thou shalt not approach unto a woman to uncover her nakedness, as long as she is put apart for her uncleanness.
So they was known for running the red light. I'll say it again. They was running the red light. All right. So, like I was saying, so with the God has laws for us not to run the red light. Y'all know what I'm talking about, brothers, right? We're not supposed to have sex with our wives on their menstrual cycle. The Egyptians didn't know that. It was all the way green for them. Always green. It was no stop. It's like, nah, bro, that's nasty. That's sickening. Now, verse 21. No. 20.
Verse 20. Moreover, thou shalt not lie carnally with thy neighbor's wife.
Read.
To defile thyself with her.
So that's just lying down with people liberally, sleeping with anybody. Isn't that called whoremongering? Egyptians were doing that. Read.
And thou shalt not let any of thy seed pass through the fire to Molech. Neither shalt thou profane the name of thy God. I am the Lord.
So they was committing the same odious works as sacrificing their children for their gods. So I want y'all to think about it. In the midst of their idolatrous practices, these heathens were having orgies. This is why they were running the red light. This is why they were sleeping around with their sister, their brother, their brother's brother, things of that nature. Because they was in the midst of these orgies. Then the babies that was born out of that sin, what did they do? They killed it, offered it up to that God to get rid of it. We do the same thing today. It's called abortion. It's called the Plan B. We sleep liberally or carnally with our neighbor's wife, and I'm talking about your brother's wife now, meaning y'all of the same nation, but you just sleeping around with whoever you want to sleep with, being a whoremonger, and then the sister being a whore. Now you have babies through that intercourse. And what happened to most of those babies? They don't even see the light of day. There was a billboard that was put up that said the most dangerous place that a black baby could be is in a black mother's womb. That's scary. That's very scary. You had some?
I don't think we showed it on the radio show, but you remember that? I think it was you put that video in there about the sister she was supposed to have a baby shower or something like that.
Oh yeah, that was, bruh.
She was supposed to have like baby shower, and I guess the baby father wasn't there, didn't show up, so she decides to. She said the best.
It was crazy.
She said the best gender reveal is no gender, and then she started popping some Plan Bs
and some,
like
and then she had some liquor going behind it.
Yeah, 3, 4 Plan B. I'm pretty certain. I'm like, you already like what? At least a couple months pregnant already. If you figuring out the gender,
I think she was in her second trimester.
I'm like, I don't think Plan Bs work that way.
No,
I don't think they work that way.
But it shows you the evil that's within our sisters by following the ways of the other nations. We're showing y'all this is what the other nations do. They not clean. I'm gonna just be real. If you don't know how to wash your behind, you don't have no God. You don't. I'm gonna just be real. God had to show us how to wash our behind. God had to show us, don't leave crap and feces in the camp. Go without the camp, dig a hole, and put it there. That's a law. So God had hygienic law. So if you don't have no good hygienes, I know you don't have a God. You can't season your food. You don't have a God.
They got Beelzebub. Beelzebub.
Yeah, the Lord of Flies indeed. Oh man, especially Goop Scoop. Oh, yeah, love to stink, love to smell themselves. Now, read that again, Reed. I'm sorry.
Leviticus chapter 18, verse 21.
Uh-huh.
And thou shalt not let any of thy seed pass through the fire to Molech.
Read on.
Neither shalt thou profane the name of thy God. I am the Lord.
Now, read on. This is a major thing that the Egyptians did. This is another one. Read.
Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind. It is abomination.
There was a lot of that going on now. That's beyond miscegenation. That's abomination. That's you got to think about it. It says you cannot lie down with man with man as with womankind. So Egyptians were doing this, family. They were in the midst of this. This comes from their nation. This is a African nation. Am I correct? And God is telling the Israelites not to perform the ways of the Egyptians, which were a Canaanite family, correct? So where's this talk about, oh, homosexuality ain't known in Africa? We reading it right here. The Egyptians were infamous with homosexuality. Correct me if I'm wrong, there's a coffin text that actually expounds on their gods consummating, two men gods consummating and having sex with one another, and the way they did it. Yeah, I know. Ooh, brother, ooh. All the way. And this was so-called Africans. So-called. So the Egyptians were guilty of, homosexuality. I'm trying to be nice. It's so, bruh, if you was in my mind right now, it's so many terms I can use. I don't want to take nobody. Yeah, exactly. I ain't trying to taint nobody, so I'll be nice. Homosexuality. It may slip, bruh. It may slip. But for you to even look at a man like that's a woman, is something wrong with you? It's something strange. All right, next verse.
Verse 23. Neither shalt thou lie with any beast, to devour thyself with therewith. Neither shall any woman stand before a beast to lie down thereto. It is confusion.
The Egyptians were guilty of this. This is called bestiality. You strange too. Hey, that goat look good over there. Who goat is that right there? I want to buy it. No. And it's like, no, get him away from the goats.
Bring me that cow.
Sir. Bruh. So with the demented mindset of the Egyptians, do y'all want to be kings and queens and of Egypt? Heck no, they can have that. Y'all can have y'all, man butt love and animal love. No. It is terrible. So, and then you got to think about it. This is what the heathen nations devise in their minds. I want y'all to think about this. This is why the Lord didn't want us to mix with them, because this is what comes with it. Now, it's certain individuals of Israel now being brought up in Epstein letters, being in certain rings, messing with children, that's against the law. Messing with animals, that's against the law. The man-boy love, that's against the law. Yeah, NAMBLA, that's what they call it. Ooh-wee. So I want y'all to really see, this is the works, the odious works of the real Gentiles. So when God say something like, you're acting like a Gentile, or you've been called that, is that a good thing? Heck no. Because we actually see their works. The Egyptians couldn't keep their hands to themselves. They couldn't keep their hands off their beasts. And they loved the mans. They loved them. But let's get some more. Isaiah 61 and 9 now. Isaiah 61 and 9.
Isaiah chapter 61 and verse 9. And their seed shall be known among the Gentiles, and the offspring among the people. All that see them shall acknowledge them, that they are the seed which the Lord hath blessed. I will greatly rejoice in the Lord. My soul shall be joyful in my God. For he hath clothed me with the garments of salvation. He hath covered me with the robe of righteousness.
And you see where we're going to be known amongst the Gentiles. They're going to know, oh, that's Officer Azrael's family. You don't mess with them. That's Officer Jezreel's boy right there. Yeah, you don't mess with him either. He's off limits. You don't even look at him. You look towards the ground. But I'm trying to show y'all the ways of the Gentiles first, because if we understand that the Gentile nations are the other nations that's outside of Israel, and now we found out their odious works always delve into fornication, whoredom, and idolatry, And then we went into the different tenets of their form of idolatry and fornication. Now let's change gears now. Let's go to Israel being called a Gentile now. Give me give me 2 Chronicles. We're gonna stay in the Old Testament. 2 Chronicles. Oh no. What do I want? Give me 2 Maccabees, because I think it goes in tandem. Because the reason that I wanted y'all to go through the timeline is because we mentioned the Egyptians. That was way before Daniel, right? We mentioned about certain sins that was going on during the time of the kings, right? That's where we went into Isaiah, precepts in Isaiah and precepts in Jeremiah. That's during the time of the kings. Now, let's fast forward to the time of the Greeks. Go to 2 Maccabees now.
6 and 6.
Yes, sir.
2 Maccabees chapter 6, verse 6. Neither was it lawful for a man to keep Sabbath days, or ancient feasts, or to profess himself at all to be a Jew. And in the day of the king's birth, every month they were brought by bitter constraint.
Stop. Question, men. What other practice did the heathen do that we just read? Where the mic at? Can't call out. Got to be put on the spot.
Birthdays.
Birthdays. Do you have a precept to further that claim outside of this one?
No, sir.
Who can help my brother out? Ram. Ram.
Job 3 and 1.
Okay. That's good. That's good. I want one before that. Gabriel.
Genesis 40 and 20.
Good. Let's get that.
Genesis.
It's a reason why I want that. It's a reason. Oh, that's your baby. I heard you. I heard your mama. I heard you. All right, go ahead, reader.
Genesis chapter 40 and verse 20. And it came to pass the third day, which was Pharaoh's birthday, that he made a feast.
Whoa. Whose birthday?
Pharaoh's. Pharaoh's.
Brothers, which kingdom had kings named pharaohs? Which group of people? My young prophet here. Which group of people had their kings named Pharaoh?
Egyptians.
We back on the Egyptians again. A Gentile nation, correct? All right, read that.
And it came to pass the third day, which was Pharaoh's birthday, that he made a feast unto all his servants, and he lifted up the head of the chief butler and of the chief baker among his servants, and he restored the chief butler unto his butlership again. And he gave the cup into Pharaoh's hand. But he hanged the chief baker, as Joseph had interpreted to them.
You see that? You see the evil of the Egyptians? On their birthday, he's lifting up one and killing another. This happened again in history. But I'm starting with the Egyptians first. Let's go back to 2 Maccabees. And then, I can't find it right now. I'm trying to find it. But I have a book. It's called the Satan's Bible, or Satanist Bible. Did y'all know they had a Bible? They had literature? Okay. One of their top holidays is celebrating their own birth. That's the chief of a Satanist holiday outside of Halloween. Why though? Yes, sir.
Because it's all about themselves. They making themselves their own God.
There it is. They're putting themselves up as their own God. That's the point. Self pleasure and self gratification. That's what it goes into. So anybody that's celebrating their birthday and say they love God, they are the devil incarnate. Run. Run. Because Satanists celebrate their birthday. I'm going to say it again. Satanists celebrate their birthday. So, anybody out trying to do on the sly birthdays, what do they call it? Born Day? Earth Day? For y'all wicked niggas that's trying to rename it, y'all evil. Y'all evil. I'm just tell you straight. You're evil. Your birthday is just, it only happened once in your life. You was only born once. So the day that you was born is your relative year on the earth. That's it. And that relative year constitute to what? Age. Am I tripping or am I making this up? So how can you celebrate your birthday when it only happened once in your lifetime? It makes no sense, right? But Satan's kids do it. And watch. We gonna see Satan's kids doing it. Second Maccabees. Bring Edom. Bring them forth.
Second Maccabees, chapter 6, verse 6. Neither was it lawful for a man to keep Sabbath days or ancient feasts, or to profess himself at all to be a Jew. And in the day of the king's birth, every month they were brought by bitter constraints to eat of the sacrifices. And when the feast of Bacchus was kept, the Jews were compelled to go in procession to Bacchus.
So wait, if something is by bitter constraints, that means I have to be forced to do this thing. So you telling me we was forced to celebrate a heathen's birthday? But today we willingly celebrate our own birthday? Some Jedi mind tricks going on. It is some mind play going on right now. We have been lied to. Keep reading.
The Jews were compelled to go in procession to Bacchus carrying ivy.
Read.
Moreover, there went out a decree to the neighbor cities of the heathen by the suggestion of Ptolemy against the Jews that they should observe the same fashions and be partakers of their sacrifices.
So wait a minute. So now they made law in order to force us by their legislation to serve their gods and to serve the birth of the nasty, funky king. Read.
And whoso would not conform themselves to the manner of the Gentiles.
To the manner of who?
Of the Gentiles.
So what time period are we in right now, brothers? Greeks. So what family would the Greeks come out of? In the scriptures, like out of all the families, like Ishmael. You said who? Esau. Didn't we read in 2nd Ezra 8:69 that Edom was amongst the heathen too? Even though they are Shem? Huh. Okay. Cooking with some grease now. Cooking with some grease. Let's keep reading.
And whoso would not conform themselves to the manners of the Gentiles shall be put to death.
So if we did not conform our ways to the Edomites, we was going to die by their hand. So the Edomites forcing us to celebrate their birthday. And then if we don't pretend to have fun, we get killed. If we don't pretend to have fun, you get fired. If you don't pretend to have fun, now they're your enemy. They harass you. I want y'all to see the way of the Gentiles, their mindset. Keep reading.
Then might a man have seen the present misery. For there were 2 women brought who had circumcised their children, whom when they had openly led round about the city.
All right, I'm going to stop right there. So, because that's going into our practices, what we was doing. So now we understand that birthdays is of the heathen. That has nothing to do with us. Right? It's of the Gentiles. So, if I were to say that Israel is acting like Gentiles, what am I saying? I want somebody to explain. What am I saying when I say, not you, Moses, come on. We got all these brothers. All these brothers. Yes, sir. Yeah, I got Luke next because I see his hand up. His hand up. Hi, go ahead. Stand up. Stand up. Talk on the mic. Come on now.
Yes,
decently and in
speaking-
order.
Speaking of another nation.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
But what essentially am I saying? If Israel, if the Israelites, if the jewels of God are acting like Gentiles, what am I saying?
So if they acting like Gentiles, they what they acting like the strangers?
All right. He fell off the horse backwards. That's fine. Luke. Hey, pick up the reins, bruh. Pick up the reins. Let's ride this horse to glory. Let's go.
So you saying that they're in sin?
Okay, how? Come on. How describes what actions or things being done? I want y'all to really explain. Come on now.
Because we know that the Gentiles don't keep the laws of God. So if you calling us Gentiles or say that we act like Gentiles, that means that we're not keeping the laws of God too. We in sin just like them. So that puts us in the same category or box as the Gentiles.
Okay, good. I like that. Give this man a hand. All praises. Woo! Brothers and family, I want y'all to speak in complete sentences. It'd be like, and it don't work. My name Jeff. Like, what? Please speak in complete sentences with me, please. When you give an answer, please give a methodical answer with me, please. I don't like the one-word answers because that doesn't show me you truly understand. If you have the one-word answers, you have an idea, but do you know how to frame that idea into thought and really understanding? I want to see what y'all understand, all right? So next person that stand up, expound, all right?
And
Go ahead, officer.
I was gonna say for those that like you do understand when we ask these questions, that's a perfect opportunity for you to test whether or not you truly do. Because the easiest way to tell whether or not you truly understand something is your ability to be able to teach it in your own words or say it in your own words.
That's it.
So not just parakeet whatever you done heard, but you understand the information enough to where you can use your own analogies, you can use your own words to explain whatever the information is. So use when we ask questions the opportunity to be able to do that.
All praise. So now, let's go to okay, so that was what nation again, brothers? Esau. Now, I got a question for y'all. What account during the time of Edom ruling that they were practicing their own birthday and killed the man on their birthday just like the Egyptian king did? That's a good question, right? See if you're reading. A lot of us be like, yeah, we reading. I'm going to see. Come on. Give the brothers a chance. Berlin, I got you. I saw your hand. Let's go.
Shalom, leadership.
Shalom.
We see there in the book of Matthew 14 and verse 6, Herod killed John the Baptist.
Okay, good. Let's read it. Let's read it for Berlin. Good. Give this man a hand. All praises. All praises. See that you got to know a little history for that, Make the parallels. All praise. See how we going from Genesis and now we in the Gospels and the same sins are being done by the Gentile nations or the heathens? Oh, and we went to the Apocrypha to kind of bridge the gap because Greece was before Rome. We read that where? What prophet told us about the time period? And Daniel. So you read that in Daniel in the time frame in which the kings was going to rule. So we're going through time right now. I want y'all to stay with me. We're going through time. We went from Genesis, got some history on the Egyptians, got some history on the Canaanites, the Edomites. Now we're coming further and further closer towards our timeline. Does that make sense? All right, good. That was a transformer. That is gone. All right, so what I have you reading, reader?
Matthew 14.
Read that, yes.
Matthew chapter 14, verse 6. But when Herod's birthday was kept, the daughter of Herodias danced before them and pleased Herod.
I'm sorry. To have a name of Herodias, she sound ugly. I'm gonna just put it out there, bruh. She sound like an ugly Edomite.
That sound like them names, you know, like I guess of a dad or something, just like his name too much, but he have a daughter.
Georgina.
Yeah, he have a daughter, and it's like he want his daughter to have his name, but he gonna make it girly. That's what that sound like a Jane Jamisha or something. Trying to make James into a girl name. Like, nah.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. To have a name like that, she sound ugly, bro. Every time I read this scripture, I think about this ugly Edomite that this horny toad was just flabbergasted over.
It sound like a disease, though.
It does.
Heroditis.
Heroditis. Like you caught something.
Sound like a flu.
It does sound like a sickness, though. All right, let's read this sickness dancing all over the place.
But when Herod's birthday was kept, the daughter of Herodias danced before them and pleased Herod. Whereupon he promised with an oath to give her whatsoever she would ask. And she, being before instructed of her mother, said, Give me here John Baptist's head in a charger.
Oh, wait, and then I gotta say this. I see why certain women are not supposed to be in certain places of power. Because, like, for instance, my rib, she be watching this, I think it's like, what, Korean dramas? Something like that? With the, it's like they're in feudal China or imperial China, and all the mess that be going on amongst them women, I be like, yo, when is the man gonna step in and put his foot down and start casting some of these females out? But it shows you when women are in places of authority and they have huge voices to get people killed, get people like really turn the rules and roles to their way. A weak king is present. Because the same thing followed with Jezebel and Ahaz. Athaliah and what was it? Adaliah? So you got to think about it. Jezebel need her Ahaz. They are one and the same. They need each other. So if you are Ahaz, brother, hey, you gotta take your balls back from Jezebel and put your foot down. And then you can then start to transform yourself into an Abraham and Sarah or a David. Well, he had a lot. Oof. Not Adam and Eve. He had a lot. Solomon had a lot too, so I ain't gonna use them. But you can use yourself as the examples of our forefathers. Not after the wickedness. Every time there's a woman present that has a huge voice in high seats, somebody getting killed, somebody getting backstabbed. And I see that all the time in those imperial China things. My real be watching. I be getting mad sometimes. I'm like, why don't they just send her to the gallows? Like, what's going on? Because it's a weak king present. That's why. All right. I had to go on that tangent. I'm sorry. Because I heard a woman say something to get our prophet killed. I'm a little upset about it, but go ahead. Read that again.
Matthew chapter 14, verse 8.
Uh-huh.
She, being before instructed of her mother, said, Give me here John Baptist's head in a charger. And the king was sorry, nevertheless, for the oath's sake, and them which sat with him at meat, he commanded it to be given her. And he sent and beheaded John in the prison.
So now, hold on. So now I have a question. Why did this heathen woman want to kill John the Baptist? What did John do? I remember how we used to wear the little wristbands. What would Jesus do? What did John do? Yes, sir.
John called out Herod for having sex with his brother's wife.
Yes. Yes. Now, what is that called?
Fornication, whoredom.
Good. This was known amongst who, though?
The Edomites.
The Edomites. Good. So we're seeing more works, those odious works of the heathen or the Gentile nations in Rome time. He wanted his wife's, his brother's wife. That's crazy, bruh. That's crazy. And John did what? He laid down the judgment. Like, no, you can't do that. That'd be crazy. You cannot do that. But what did she want? Put him to death so I can fulfill my lust. I want y'all to really see what's going on. The laws of God cannot be kept by the heathen just by talking. That's why the rod of iron was invented. The rod of iron is that good tool that you have to put on some of these heathens' behinds, because you being black and with power, let's just, I'm going on a tangent, I know. Let's just say you have all the power in the world. Who's the, not to call you out, but to call you out, who's the shortest brother here? I'll use Job for instance. Job ain't short. He ain't short. But I'm going to use him for instance. Let's say Job, in the kingdom, he got his God body. Now he's 7 foot tall now. He got power. He can manipulate the elements, things like that. You still going to have the pride of these nations that look at you and still think you a nigga. Rod of iron, baby. That's what I'm saying. The other nations are not built to follow the laws of God. They have to be subdued into the laws of God. And let me prove it. Let me prove it. Give me Nehemiah chapter 9. Because and that's how you can tell who really Israel is. Because you know how Paul says all Israel is not Israel? Some of us are so far gone with Gentile ways that spiritually we are Gentiles. We are done, cooked. If I can find, is it 9:3? Nehemiah 9:3. I'm trying to get to it. Hold on. I got it. Nehemiah chapter 9 verse 2. Yes, 9 and 2.
Nehemiah chapter 9 verse 2. And the seed of Israel separated themselves from all strangers and stood and confessed their sins and the iniquities of their fathers.
That's one occurrence. Jump over to Nehemiah 13 and 3 now. Well, start at verse 1, 13 and 1, all the way down.
Nehemiah chapter 13 and verse 1.
Read.
On that day they read in the book of Moses in the audience of the people, and therein was found written that the Ammonite and the Moabites should not come into the congregation of God forever, because they met not the children of Israel with bread and with water, but hired Balaam against them, that he should curse them. Howbeit our God turned the curse into a blessing.
Read on.
Now it came to pass, when they had heard the law, that they separated from Israel all the mixed multitude.
You see that? All the mixed multitude, meaning all the other nations that came out of Egypt with us, they separate themselves away from us. Showing you it's a difference. And then they can't take that law. They cannot take it. For instance, if you were to tell an Edomite that he's an Edomite, where's the first place they're going to go to try to find out what an Edomite means? Joe, I see your spiritual hand up. Where's the first place an Edomite will go to find out what an Edomite is?
Google.
There you go. Yeah, see, you thought you was wrong. No, they do. They go to their God named Google. The all-knowing Google. That's their God. That is their God. And then they're going to get all these crazy things about, oh yeah, Edom was the only nation that is not supposed to receive, that is going to receive God's righteous anger. That's the only nation that's going to be blotted. They go, but wait a minute. So if you saying this, and if you saying I'm an Edomite, you saying I'm a die, hate speech, hate. That's how they think. That's how they think. So now that we're seeing the different works of the Gentile nations, the true Gentile nations, and we also see that when the law come out, Gentiles separate. They flee. They separate themselves from us. Let's go back to Luke one more time. Or Matthew, I'm sorry.
Matthew chapter 14. You want to start back from the top?
No. Yeah. The last part you just read.
Verse 11. And his head was brought in a charger and given to the damsel. And she brought it to her mother. And his disciples came and took up the body and buried it and went and told Jesus. When Jesus heard of it, He departed thence by ship into a desert place apart. And when the people had heard thereof, they followed him on foot out of the cities.
Okay, we're going to stop there. So, another example. Give me John chapter 7. And this is, John chapter 7, verse 35.
John chapter 7, verse 35.
Read.
Then said the Jews among themselves, Whither will he go, that he shall not find him? Will he go unto the dispersed among the Gentiles and teach the Gentiles?
So wait a minute. So this is the disciples talking about Christ. They're asking, where will Christ go? Will he go amongst the dispersed? Read that last part again. Will he go unto?
Will he go unto the dispersed among the Gentiles?
So that's a difference. It's a disperse among the Gentiles. So there's a disperse of Israel, meaning a scattering of Israel among the real Gentiles. Read.
And teach the Gentiles?
Now they're calling that disperse Gentiles. Why? Why are they calling the disperse Gentiles? Yes, sir.
Because they had took on the Gentile ways while they were living with them. They were enslaved to them.
That's it. It's just that simple. Is this hard, y'all? It's not good. I want y'all to see that Gentiles, you have a distinction. And I love this scripture because it shows a distinction of two in the same verse. Read it one more time.
Then said the Jews among themselves, Whither will he go, that he shall not find him? Will he go unto the dispersed among the Gentiles?
So the disperse is one, that's the key. The disperse among the Gentiles. That's the key, showing the separation between the real Gentiles and Israel living among the Gentiles. They're dispersed amongst them. Why? Why are they dispersed? Ram.
Deuteronomy 4:27. They're going to be scattered among all the nations.
Good. That's according to the curses. Then the last part of that verse say, read it again.
Will he go unto the dispersed among the Gentiles and teach the Gentiles?
So what is that last part saying about the dispersed?
Say it again.
What is the last part? It says, and will he teach the Gentiles? What is that saying? Is that the real Gentiles that he's going to be teaching?
No, so he'll be teaching the Israelites among the Gentiles and teach them.
Okay.
Which would be those that are scattered and dispersed.
Okay, good. Good. It's the Israelites that's dispersed among the Gentiles. Good. Get this man a hand. All praise the Most High. Yeah, over there sweating, bro.
Can I? Let's see. Brother Ezra, I just want to do a quick random check on learning with this one little sentence that we just read. All right, so dispersion, that is who?
Dispersion as in the Israelites?
I'm asking you, you asking me.
I'm saying, you're saying dispersion of the definition or as in who?
No, in this verse, it says, does he intend to go to the disperse? That's why, I'm sorry, disperse.
Okay, so disperse, another way to say that is the scattered among
But
the
that would
Gentiles.
be who?
That would be the Israelites.
Right, okay. It says among the Gentiles, dispersed Gentiles, that's who?
Dispersed among the Gentiles?
Well, the first time we see the Gentiles in this verse, that's who?
The first time it says dispersed among the Gentiles, that's talking about the nations outside of Israel.
Okay. And said the last Gentiles, that second one, that's who?
That's talking about Israel.
There we go. All praise. All praise.
Good. I see what you did there. See if the butter is either passing across the biscuit or is it soaping in. I got you. I'm picking up what you're putting down. I got you. All right. And brothers, I pray y'all taking notes because this should be simple. Give me Romans 9:24 now. So we're going deeper into the time period of Rome. Deeper into the time period of Rome during Paul.
Romans chapter 9, verse 24.
Yes, sir.
Even us, whom he hath called, not of the Jews only, but also of the Gentiles.
Whoa, what is that? Like, I'm confused now. I'm confused. Read it again, reader.
Even us, whom he hath called, not of the Jews only, but also of the Gentiles.
John White, where you at? Where you at? Oh, wait. Amaziah. No, I want Amaziah. His spiritual hand up. All right, read it again for Amaziah.
Romans chapter 9, verse 24. Even us, whom he hath called, not of the Jews only, but also of the Gentiles.
So what is Paul talking about? What is he saying?
He is talking about the Israelite who were called Gentile. Let's see, according to
Talking to the mic? I can barely hear you.
he referring to the Gentile, the scattered tribe of Israel who were called Gentile.
Do you have a verse to prove it?
I won't say.
A matter of fact, let's read from 24 to 25.
Even us, whom he hath called, not of the Jews only, but also of the Gentiles.
Read.
As he said also in OC, I will call them my people, which were not my people.
Read on.
And her beloved, which was not the beloved.
Okay, now explain. I had to put the whole thought. I'm sorry. Sometimes we be excited. Uh-oh.
Okay, he was referring to the scattered tribe, the northern kingdom, who were without the law, who were called Gentile because they were in captivity in the Gentile nation.
Do you have a precept? Because you said Northern Kingdom. Do you have a precept to prove it? Good. Let's get it. All praise. Good.
Hosea chapter 1 verse 10.
Read.
Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea.
Read on.
Which cannot be measured, no number. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there it shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living God.
All right, explain. I don't want no Precepticons. I want to see if you understand the history and the context in which Paul is using that. And even the scriptures that we just went over pertain to the real Gentiles.
Okay, that's just like how we is today. Okay, that's just like how we is today, that we got another nation in Israel and over here in the United States, for example, that we are not called the true people of God.
Don't put it up to today. I want it in its cultural context right here. I understand we can use that for today. I'm talking about what is Paul talking about. Because when we put it up to today, it sounds good. It sounds very good. It's like, yeah, you understand, or do you? Who can help out Amaziah? Who can help him out? I'm always seeing the same hands. Jesse. Go ahead. Read it again.
Hosea chapter 1 verse 10. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there it shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living God.
So the original question was, why did Paul mention in Romans, the 9th chapter, the 24th verse, even us whom he hath called, not of the Jews only, but also of the Gentiles? Then he referenced OC in the next verse. He says, as he saith also in OC, I will call them my people, which were not my people, and her beloved, which was not beloved. I want you to explain those two scriptures with that precept.
So the Israelites who started going off into idolatry and fornication at the beginning, who were named Gentiles, they weren't the people of God at that time when they were Gentiles, and they were also.
Oh, I'm confused now. How you're what? I'm confused. I don't even know how you even. I don't even know how to, like, you know how you heard something and it's like I heard it, but I just can't comprehend it. It sounded like you were speaking another language just now. What's that dude name? Bixby, or he like Smiggly Alert and all that stuff. Yeah, he was talking crazy English. But yes, get your thoughts together. Say it again, because you mentioned about real Gentile nations and all this other stuff. What is Paul talking about right there? That's my question. What is he talking about in Romans 9:24 and 25? What is he talking about? And then Amaziah went to Hosea 1 and 10 to expound on what Paul was talking about. So that's where we are right now.
I don't know.
Okay. Ezra.
It's talking about the Northern Kingdom, Southern Kingdom split. And why it's saying that is because not my people, Northern Kingdom was called not Israelites. They went into Gentile ways, so they were called Gentiles instead. And when it said the Jews, that's talking about Southern Kingdom. So when Paul is referencing Jews and Gentiles, he's talking about Southern Kingdom and Northern Kingdom.
Good. I like that. Okay. Give this man a hand. All praise. But I do want you to expound on, because we went into it. What was the thing that Northern Kingdom fell off in? You got to expound on that, because Amaziah went to Hosea 1 and 10. Read it. Read Hosea 1 and 10, reader.
Hosea chapter 1 verse 10. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, Ye are not my people, there it shall be said unto them, Ye are the sons of the living God.
So
Because my question was, why is Paul referencing that, talking about the Jews and the Gentiles?
Because Paul is in a place where Northern Kingdom was called, weren't called Israelites, they were called the Gentiles. So he's referencing not my people. The Gentiles were not called the people of God, they were called the Gentiles. Israelites that called.
You doing that thing again. You're talking and it ain't sticking. That mean, you know what that mean? You don't truly understand it. I'm going to show y'all. All right. I thought you had it, but no. You was parakeeting. Because that's what also was talking about truly understanding it. So it says, go back to Romans now.
Romans chapter 9 verse 24.
Read.
Even us, whom he hath called, not of the Jews only, but also of the Gentiles.
So yes, you was right in the tense that the Jews only goes into Southern Kingdom. But then it says the Jews wasn't called only, but also of the Gentiles. Now he's going to explain who the Gentiles are in the next verse. Read.
As he said also in OC.
Read.
I will call them my people, which were not my people, and her beloved, which was not beloved.
So Paul is referring to Israelite history pertaining to the Israelites. So now let's go back to Hosea to see, what did Hosea say about a certain Israelite group going away from God and then coming back unto God? Read.
Hosea chapter 1 verse 10. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea.
So the subject matter is who? The children of Israel. They're going to be as the sands of the sea. Read.
Which cannot be measured nor numbered.
Read on.
And it shall come to pass.
So it's going to happen. Read.
That in the place where it was said unto them, Ye are not my people. There it shall be said unto them, Ye are the sons of the living God.
So this is only pertaining to the Israelites. The Israelites was going to get to a point where there was going to be a split, and some of them was going to be deemed not God's people. Why? Because of the odious works that they were doing of the Gentiles, which were idolatry, fornication, uncleanliness, following the ways and the gods of the other of the other Gentile nations. That's what they was going to do to sever their tie with the one true God. But then there was going to be a point where redemption or grafting in was going to be opened up to them. Does that make sense? Because the subject matter in Hosea is who? The children of Israel being as numerable than the sea, or the sands of the sea. So I don't want y'all to forget the point. The reason that we went over the Gentiles and what they did, I want y'all to see what the real Gentiles did. And to be called a Gentile, even though you are physically an Israelite, is an insult. It shows that you don't have a God. It shows that you serve other nations. It shows that you believe in their philosophies. You follow after their traditions and not the traditions of God. That's the point. That's what I want y'all to start grasping. When we going into now Northern Kingdom, Southern Kingdom, I want y'all to see the Gentiles was doing some nasty stuff. We just went with a whole rant about the Egyptians and they nasty behinds. So I want y'all to use these precepts to actually build your understanding. So when I ask you these questions, you're using what you already read to put it together to make that puzzle fit right. Does that make sense? I don't want y'all just to be trying to guess in the dark. No, it's no room for that. We're reading all the scriptures and all the history to build that idea in you to say, hey, this is what it's talking about. So now that y'all know that the Gentile nations, they followed customs that were ungodly, doing their birthdays, serving other gods, having sex with who done did it and ran, doing all this stuff. This is what we were in the midst of under the Roman captivity. And isn't America an extension of Rome? So what are we doing now? We got Negroes celebrating Juneteenth. They so lost in the sauce, they don't even know when they got freed. Wouldn't that make sense, right? Shouldn't you know the date in which you are set free? Like, we know the date that, or the time period that we got set free with God. Passover. 15th day of the month. Boom. I got a date. Juneteenth. Between the 10th and the 19th. I don't know. Master said we was free, though. That's a slave. That's a slave. That's a Gentile. 4th of July is coming up, right? I call it 4th of July because it ain't nothing but Jews lying. But with 4th of July is coming up, you think a lot of our people going to be celebrating that? Outside with the meat on the grill. They going to have shirts with the American flag on there. Shooting guns and firecrackers and all this stuff. I'm going to see a lot of crazy videos online too. People getting their hands blown off or the thing getting caught somewhere and popping. But this is because we are working like the Gentiles. We're moving like them. We're serving their gods. We're serving their holidays. And I want y'all to really depict this. Which is more racist? Or which? There's two flags, and I want to see where y'all mind at. IT, can y'all bring it up? Bring up the Confederate flag. I want to see where y'all minds at because it's some critical thinking we got to do. With us being in the mindset of a Gentile, that means that we have been lied to. That means that we have been brainwashed into being our enemies. Like, think about it. Like, all the movies that we watch, we're actually rooting for the evil. Like, all the movies. So in a way, they have us so messed up in the mind that we're rooting for the bad guys. And we think it's good. We think, oh, because I'm free. I's free. I's free, massa. It's like, nah, nigga, I'm free. You still my slave. Because 4th of July is pertaining to the freedom or the independence of America from who? Who? Okay. What they got to do with the Negro, though? Was the Negro free from British? They got a Brit over him called America. So I want to get this flag real quick. I know IT was off the cuff. I ain't have it prepared, I know. I'm just trying to test y'all skills. But are y'all learning something today? All praises. That's all that matters. She about to pull it up? All right. Yeah, I be having some conversations with my rib about this flag now. We be going in. We be going in. All right. Who knows what this flag is, right? Or the show of hands. I know what it is. Yeah. You said it. You dumb, bro. All right, so who can tell me who had the hand raised? I had a young prophet. Yeah, young prophet. What you got to say? This flag older than you, bro. What you know about it?
Oh, it's a Confederate flag.
What does it mean?
Basically, it's when, like, the British, when they basically still had the blacks in slavery and
British?
Oh no, the Americans, they still wanted the blacks in slavery.
Okay, that's vague. Okay, somebody else help him, please. Help him. Nah, don't be doing that. Don't do that.
No,
Don't have your hand raised and be like, oh yeah, I forgot because I'm shy.
No, it was like.
Come on.
It was okay. Wait. Okay, so it's.
I need that Adam Sandler bite, the sound bite. That who does that? Like,
No,
I need it.
No, it slipped my mind. It was right at the top of my head.
What happened was.
Yeah, every time somebody start like that, they lying. See, what had happened was you lying. Go ahead, Ram.
It is for the southern states because it's 13 stars will make will give you a location where the southern states was. They had a Mason-Dixon line, so you got like Georgia, Florida, Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
These was a representation of how you can see who they are. That's that like they mascot flag, or say it like that.
Good. And then my brother, my man, my mellow, my man. All praises. Give this man a hand. Know a little bit of history. See, don't be sleeping on Ram. Don't be sleeping on him. Brother smart. Now, with this understanding, you was spot on, Ram. The 13 colony, or you mentioned about the Southern Dixie line. Yes, that was the line that actually it's a debate now. Who's in the South? That's where that come from. The Dixie line, and the Confederate States was below the Dixie line. The Union States was above the Dixie line. The fight, however, every time there's a major war, you always have to have Edomites there. Always. Always. Edom was fighting over economical power. You had the South that had their economical power ran by slaves, which was free labor, and they was making a killing. Then you had the Union States trying to industrialize things to have people work in plants or factories, things of that nature. So you had two ideologies that was against each other, competing against each other, and it went to blows. And now that's where the southern states succeeded from the Union, and then you had the northern states fighting them, right? So now the Confederate flag is mentioned about those southern states, Georgia, Florida, South and North Carolina, Tennessee, Mississippi, Louisiana, Alabama, and I forgot the other one. Texas? Yes, Texas, yes. So they all had a different mindset of making their money, and meaning that we were commodity, correct? Now, with that said, pull up the American flag. Pull up the American flag. Oh, yes, sir. What you got? The rebel flag, yes. And the rebel flag against who? against the Union, against the North, because they was rebelling against their Edomite brethren. That's why it's called the rebel flag. And that's why some of them now, like even where I live, it's some Edomites that they rock that flag. Like it's one guy, he has a helmet that he has the flag. I already know where you are because I know about the flag, right? But let's get the American flag now. So my question to y'all is, which flag is more racist? Is it the Confederate flag or is it this? And why? Gabe.
I would say the American flag.
Why?
Because of Gad, they were there, and the white Columbus, he came over here, and he got the America by the blood of us. So I would say they're more racist.
Well, hold on. Columbus was before the American flag, and he was before the Confederate flag, way before.
Oh, sure.
Hundreds of years before. You got it, Kish? Okay. We do it.
All right, I say the American flag though.
Why?
Because that the whole Confederate flag, all that stuff, it was built off of that. So, well, everything before that was wicked that happened before this flag, it was built off. Yeah, it was built. Well, that was built off of everything before. So I say that's more wicked.
Okay. All right. I want to see what somebody else say. I got what? Jaden. Wait, didn't you change your name already? Okay.
I say it's the American flag because it's not only what they represent, but everything that the Confederate flag built upon, or the Confederate flag built on what this is now. Instead of just being the southern states, this is all the states coming in unison. Good. I like it. Good. All praise. Get this man a hand. All praise. A lot of us, especially because I got to get on this Juneteenth before I close the class, but a lot of us think that the Confederate flag is the most racist. No, it's not. No, it's not. It is the American flag. We had our brothers and sisters serve into the armed forces. They got mistreated, abused. Then they got over here and got ostracized, and even some put in jail for serving under that flag. You had a lot of racial injustices happen under that flag. It wasn't just hangings under the Confederate flag now. What history book y'all been at? Where y'all been? Last time I checked, that was the flag for a long time. And we was being hanged under that flag. So stop believing this propaganda with, Democrat versus Republican BS. All these skewed sides, they all a part of the same dirty bird. Right wing, left wing. What are we building? A bird. That's what we building. And we have to get into our minds that we got to stop being duped by the Gentiles. Stop thinking as the Gentiles and return back to God's commandments. That's the only way that we can truly reclaim ourselves. I'll end off this scripture. What is that? Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 6. But brothers, I pray that y'all understand the works of the real Gentiles and then us being called Gentiles and why we was being called Gentiles. Because I'm going to ask y'all again. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 6, verse 1. If any brother or sister out there that celebrate 4th of July, Juneteenth, if you truly want reparations, if you truly want land, prestige, gold, and all the powers and all that stuff, this is what you must do. Read.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 6, verse 1.
Read.
Hear therefore, O ye kings, and understand. Learn ye that be judges of the ends of the earth.
Read on.
Give ear, you that rule the people, and glory in the multitude of nations.
So we are supposed to give ear unto God's commandments. That's the only way we can be kings.
Because Christ, isn't he not the Lord of Lords, King of Kings? And who are those kings that he's over? It's the Israelites. Those are the Israelite kings that's set up to rule this planet. Read.
For power is given you of the Lord.
So power is only given to us by God. Power is only given to us by the God of Israel by keeping his commandments. That's the only way we're going to get power and influence in this land. Read.
For power is given you of the Lord.
Read.
And sovereignty from the highest. Who shall try your works and search out your counsels?
Y'all know what sovereignty is? Sovereignty. That's true governance. Meaning a true government, we only get that through the Most High. And you know how you get it? Through repenting. Because you start getting away from spending money on the Sabbath day. That changes economics. You build yourself up with thinking like a wise man. Now you're building infrastructure. That's building your kingdom within the kingdom. The only way you can truly get reparations, black man, black woman, Hispanic man, Hispanic woman, is through the repentance under your God of Israel, Jesus the Christ. That's the only way. Any other way is foolish. It's foolish. So, hey, that's my time. All praise to the Most High. I pray y'all brothers and sisters learn something today.
Across the earth, the prophets move. From city streets to distant lands, the message is the same. Israel must rise. Through every quest, every journey, the truth spreads. No border can contain it. No distance can silence it. Our nation lives in every moment. In joy, we celebrate marriages. In sorrow, we honor our dead. On the Sabbath, we gather as one. Families rejoicing together, bound by the commandments of God. Yet are we tried. From the stones in Kenya to the hatred in Montana, we endure as a soldier of the Lord. And still, the mission expands. On the airwaves, on the screens, in every nation under heaven, Israel's voice is heard. We build our communities. We raise our children in royalty. We restore what was broken. We clean what was defiled. We show the world who we are. This is Israel united in Christ. Nation in motion. Nation endures.